Welcome to the Village of Ridgewood wastewater treatment plant, situated here in the borough of Glen Rock, New Jersey. My name is Chris Rutteshauser. I'm the village engineer and the director of public works, and we're going to take a tour of our sustainable energy project. The village undertook a program a number of years ago to create a sustainable energy program for this facility, the wastewater treatment plant, and 3 other locations throughout the village. When the village decided to go forward with this sustainable energy project, we looked at several models that the village could consider. One would be where we would fund it entirely out of capital funds from the taxpayers. We would bond the project, construct it, and then operate it. The other alternative that we looked at was what is known as a PPA, a power purchase agreement, wherein a vendor would provide the capital, construct the physical plant, operate it, and the village would only purchase the power produced at a rate below market. For the village to achieve its goal, we prepared a request for proposals, an RFP. We publicly advertised the RFP, had it out on the street for several weeks, received a number of proposals. Those proposals were reviewed in depth for what they provided, what they offered the village, the rates, and what the vendor proposed to do. The proposal from Natural Systems Utilities, NSU, was the most intriguing and interesting to us. It proposed solar panels at 4 locations: this wastewater treatment plant, our municipal building, Village Hall, our emergency services building, and our main firehouse. The NSU proposal also addressed something that we had been looking at for a long time to utilize better, and that is the excess gas produced by anaerobic digesters that are behind me. The proposals were reviewed by our governing body, our village council, and the contract was awarded to Natural Systems Utilities to get the project underway. Part of the contract that we executed with NSU was an expansion of our liquid waste acceptance program. The village had prior instituted a liquid waste acceptance program where we took mostly gray water and septic water from haulers and treated it. That provided an additional revenue source for the village. With the expansion of the liquid waste program, we developed a means of accepting fats, oil, and grease, affectionately known by the acronym FOG. The FOG is then mixed in a tank and injected in our anaerobic digester to increase our biogas, our methane production. That produced methane is then utilized in the engine set that was constructed by NSU at their capital cost. All right, now we're going to go take a look at some of the details of the project. Behind me is the biogas engine that's fed from the digesters. It is, as I said earlier, it's a 240 kW rated engine. Currently it's running full bore. If you notice, it's quite silent. It is in a shipping container that does muffle the noise quite well. Our plant is actually located in a residential area, so noise of operations is a concern of ours. So having a nice quiet engine is a benefit also to us and to our neighbors. Further behind the engine, you'll see the rounded buildings. Those are our 2 anaerobic digesters. In those, sludge is pumped along with the fats, oil, and grease, the fog, mixed together, and our bacteria produce the biogas. The Village of Ridgewood is a community of approximately 25,000 residents. We have an additional several thousand residents that flow into our system from surrounding towns, primarily due to topographical reasons. Our wastewater treatment plant is rated for 5 million gallons a day, dry weather flow. During peak weather, it'll bump upwards to 10 million gallons a day. We're currently flowing in at about 3 million gallons a day, so we have ample capacity should we need it in the future. We have our liquid waste receiving facility where trucks bring in gray water, septage, and fog, fats, oil, and grease. The trucks carrying the fog will pump into that white color tank. That white color tank then mixes the fog along with a bioorganic catalyst. Once materials are pumped into the tank, as I said, they get mixed, the bioorganic catalyst is added, and then that mixture is injected over here into the anaerobic digesters. In the anaerobic digesters, we have found that the fog, fats, oil, and grease, acts like an accelerant to our bacteria in producing biogas, also known as methane. The biogas floats to the top of the tank, is collected. From there, it gets piped over to the cleansing system for the electricity generating engine set. Biogas off the digesters can't just be run into an engine, it has to be cleaned. There's silohexanes and other constituent compounds in the biogas that can be very corrosive to any internal combustion engine. So biogas gets cleaned, then it's run in our engine, producing, as we said earlier, upwards of 240 kW of electricity. The Sustainable Energy Project with NSU, I think and I feel, has been a success for the village. We're producing power from a renewable resource, our fats, oil, and grease that we accept. We actually, as I said earlier, we're exporting power when the engine is running at full bore. Anyone out there who has a wastewater treatment plant with an anaerobic digester arrangement should certainly consider a means of harvesting the biogas and reusing it as we've done here. The project is a success also for the taxpayer, as that we use no capital funds, so the taxpayer doesn't get a greater indebtedness that they have to worry about paying.
My name is Don Rogers, Chief Development Officer for NSU. We are very pleased to be in this public-private partnership with the Village of Ridgewood. As you know, it's a very innovative project, and it was initially conceived by the Village Green Committee. The Village Green Committee, along with Chris Rudesheiser, identified the opportunity to stop flaring the biogas at the wastewater treatment plant and convert it to power. So with that, they took the project to the Village Council. The Council determined that they did not want to finance the project, and they wanted to have it provided on a turnkey basis. So with that, the Village issued an RFP. NSU was selected through an RFP process and entered into a contract. With that, NSU designed and built the improvements at the wastewater treatment plant. It includes 240 kW engine. We're also responsible to arrange for the hauling in of outside liquid waste. The outside wastes are added to the biosolids collected at the treatment plant and fed into the anaerobic digestion system. From here, the biogas is produced in substantial quantities and burned in the 240 kW engine. The electricity then is sold to the village to run the wastewater treatment plant through a power purchase agreement. The pricing is such that the village is saving approximately 15% compared to retail pricing. As I mentioned, the NSU team financed all the improvements, including adding solar panels to 3 buildings in the village. Also, at the wastewater treatment plant, we install a small solar field. So with the solar field and the engine, we have capacity to provide all of the electricity needed to operate the wastewater treatment plant, which was the goal of the village. So with that, the project is running very well. We're pleased to be in this partnership with the Village of Ridgewood, and we look forward to a very successful 20-year initial term. Our partners on the project, our key partner was Middlesex Water Company. They are partners on other projects as well with NSU. The other financing partner was ARB. The design engineer was HDR. And an additional development partner with NSU was Bioorganic Catalyst. Again, we appreciate the opportunity with the Village of Ridgewood, and we look forward to a successful 20-year contract. Thank you.
The American Biogas Council awarded the Village of Ridgewood and Natural Systems Utilities the 2014 Biogas Project of the Year.